Hello, Year 2. Welcome to the week with Mrs. Alcock. I hope you've had a good start to the week with Mrs. Drust. Today we are going to be looking at the inverse again. We looked at it when we were adding and subtracting. This time we're going to use the inverse for dividing and multiplying. So first of all, we're going to look at one of our division number sentences and we're going to work out the answer to it, and then we're going to look at how the inverse can help us to check our answer. So our number sentence says 25 divided by 5. Can anybody work out the answer or think about how they could work out the answer? Let's have a look at some ways that I thought of. So the first way I thought is I would get 5 groups because I'm dividing by 5, so I'll have 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would put 25 objects into those groups and I would share them equally. So I would do 25 shared by 5. Now you don't want to see me sharing out 25 cubes, so that's boring. So I've already done it for you. So let's have a look how many is in each group. So if I shared them equally, I would have 5 in each group. That's one way I could work out my answer. Another way I could work it out would be counting in 5s and see how many 5s I could count in to get to 25. So count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I've got my fingers in front of me so I can count how many 5s I did. Count your fingers as we do it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I got 5. So 5 in each group and I had to count 5 5s. So 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Brilliant. Now today I want us to practice checking our answers to make sure that they are correct. We always need to check our answers. So we know, or we think we know, that 25 divided by 5 equals 5, but we need to check it. To use the inverse, we are going to do the opposite to check it. So when we were doing the opposite with adding and subtracting, we started at the opposite end of the number sentence and worked our way backwards. Now the opposite of dividing is, you're right, timesing. It's using multiplication. So I'm going to start on my 5 here and I'm going to do 5 and then I'm going to use that times sign. 5 times 5 equals, now if our answer is correct, it should say 25. Let's check 5 times 5. So to do 5 times 5, I'm going to count 5 times. Let's do it together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It does equal 25. So we've used the opposite to check our answer. So this is the inverse of our division number sentence. Let's have a look at the next one. 16 divided by 2. How could we work out the answer to this one? Let's look at some of the ways that I could do it. So we could have 2 groups and then we get 16 cubes and we put them between the 2 groups. So we start off with 16 and we share our cubes between the 2 groups. You don't want to watch me doing that, it's boring. So let's pretend I've already done it. How many is in each one? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Needs to be equal, so let's check we've got 8 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I put them into groups and had 8 in each group. Can anybody think of a different way we could work out the answer? That's right, we could count in 2s until we get to 16. Let's do that together. Use your fingers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I needed 8 fingers. I needed to count 8 twos to get to 16. So I think that 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Let's check it using the inverse. So, can you remember what we need to do? We need to do the opposite. So times is the opposite of divide. So 8, we start with 8 because we're going to do the number sentence back to front. 8 times 2. 8 times 2. Let's count 8 twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 8 times 2 equals 16. You can draw it if you want to, or you can use objects as well. I'm trying to do it quickly so that you're not listening to me for too long, but you can work out the answer any way that you want to. 70 divided by 10. Wow. I'm not going to use 70 cubes. That's going to take me a long time. 70 divided by 10. How many tens are there in 70? I think I would use my repeated addition for this. So I'm going to have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. How many tens have we got? 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens. 70 divided by 10 equals 7. And then we're going to use the inverse. I'm not sure if I did that. No, I didn't. So on here, we're going to do the inverse. So we're going to do the opposite. So 7, what symbol am I going to use here? That's right, times. 7 times 10 equals 70. I know that 7 times 10 equals 70 because I've been playing on TT Rockstars trying to win the championship. Teacher versus children. Okay, 50 divided by 10. Going to count in tens and see how many tens we need. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I needed 5 tens. 50 divided by 10 equals 5. You can use objects if it helps you. You can draw the arrays. You can draw the pictures. We're getting really good at dividing now. And then I need to change this into a multiplication number sentence. So we're going to go 5 times, what's the next number? 10 equals, see if you can do that really quickly. 5 times 10 equals 50, you're right. So this is the inverse of our division number sentence. 30 divided by 5. What are we counting in this time? So I'm going to have 30 and I'm going to be sharing it between 5 groups. So 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. And I'm going to count how many goes in each group. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. And the reason I know that is I counted in 5s in my head. So I counted 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and it took me 6 times in 5. So I knew that each group had 6 in it. So 30 divided by 5 equals 6. Let me get rid of these bits here, and then we can do the inverse. I bet you You know what the inverse is already now without me having to tell you. So we're doing the opposite. So it's 6 times 5 equals 30. Brilliant. 12 divided by 6. 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not very good at counting in sixes, so I'm going to draw the objects in there. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many in each group? 2 in each group. So 12 divided by 6 equals 2. So the inverse is opposite. 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 times 6 equals 12. So today you've got some division number sentences. I'd like you to work out the answers for them, please. Let me just move that divide sign up here a little bit. It's gone a bit wonky, hasn't it? That's going to annoy me. I want you to work out the answer for each one, but I want you to check your answer using the inverse. So this is how I'd like you to do it. So in this space, I'd like you to do the inverse. So let's do the first one together. So the first one says 80 divided by 10. So 80 divided by 10, I'm going to count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I needed 8 tens. And then what I'd like you to do is write the inverse underneath. So I'd like you to write 8 times 10 equals 80. Just like that. And then for the next one, work out the answer, show the inverse. Work out the answer, show the inverse. Okay, I'm going to send your grown-ups a copy of these as well, so you can either copy these from the video by pausing the video, or you can print out the sheet and do your working out on the sheet. It's up to you. Okay, right, our shout outs for today before I let you go and get on with your work. The first shout out is for Jessica. Hi Jessica, I've been looking at some of your amazing work. Well done, I'm really proud of you. Hi Charlie George, how are you? I've been loving looking at your pictures of your dragons. They are fabulous. Hi George, really impressed by how hard you are working, and I love seeing your beautiful handwriting as well. And hi Nathaniel, you are working so hard. We're so impressed with you. Keep up the great work and keep just trying your best with everything. Well done to you all, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.